So today we're going to be talking about the worst Audis to buy at high mileage if they have not been maintained well and they do not have a good service history. Let's talk about it. So the first on my list will have to be an Audi A4 2-liter TFSI or 1.8 TFSI. So I'm going to get, I think, a lot of mixed reactions because of this one, but this car is very expensive to repair and to maintain if you do not do it right and you do not have somebody who's familiar with Audi carrying out your repairs and maintenance on this car. Let's talk about it. So first of all, what I'm going to start by saying is these cars are a pleasure to drive and very comfortable with sufficient power. It can be a perfect family car if it is maintained well. Audi is a luxury brand, but Audi in particular is the worst in retaining its value. It loses its value very quick, and that's why there are so many used Audis in the market, and that is why they are so affordable as well. All right, so let's start with one of the main issues you can encounter with the Audi A4 2-liter TFSI. So another thing you need to bear in mind with these cars is that they came from factory with a lot of factory faults as well as recalls. So one of the factory faults that it has is high oil consumption, carbon buildup due to direct injection, as well as many oil leaks. If you have a high mileage Audi, I'm pretty sure you know about a couple of oil leaks that your car has. All right, so now let's talk about the common problems that my clients experience with their Audi A4 2-liter TFSIs. So some of the common problems that my clients experience with the Audi A4 2-liter TFSI is that it comes from factory with a very poor camshaft cover sealant. So that sealant that is the original one that is on the car from factory, when the vehicle gets really hot or when it starts to reach about 80,000 kilometers and 90,000 kilometers, it becomes hard and it just becomes dust, and then oil just gushes out your valve cover. Your valve cover. It just gushes out from side to side as well as the back to the front. So that's the first thing that you have to keep in mind, is that you're going to have to reseal your tappet cover. So the next thing is timing chain covers always leak on these. This is particularly because these engines get very hot and the turbo tends to be really close to all of these seals, and they just become brittle, hard, and they just do not do their job, and then they start gushing oil and leaking oil everywhere. All right, so next thing is chains always gives problems on these. Actually, manufacturer recommends that you replace your whole timing chain kit at 200,000 kilometers. So I've actually got a car as we speak in the workshop which has got 150,000 kilometers on the clock, and the chains and the guides are all worn out. I think there's a video somewhere on the screen at the moment. So the chain gives out, which can be a very costly thing to repair if it eventually snaps or it stretches out. So it's best to do preventative maintenance on that. So when we talk about preventative maintenance, it's putting into perspective all of the factory faults that Audi already has, which are the oil leaks, the chain stretching, the carbon buildup. So when you do preventative maintenance, you are preventing to have all of these problems. Now, when we do preventative maintenance, we replace your whole timing chain kit so that you do not have the timing chain problem at 200,000 kilometers or 150,000 kilometers. So we also reseal your valve cover with a new sealant, which tends to be more durable on heat. So that's one of the things that we do, as well as to replace your front timing cover gasket, the one that has got a plastic cover. That one always leaks as well. So apart from those stuff, if you will do preventative maintenance, you will enjoy your Audi. You will find it to be a pleasure to drive and a pleasure to own, so long as you do preventative maintenance on these cars. Last but not least, one thing you have to put in mind with these Audis is that the parts are really expensive. Not being parts alone, but the maintenance and the labor needed to work on these cars, especially if it's a 2-liter TFSI Audi A4, it's a little bit expensive due to the fact that there is very little space to work on the engine itself. You have to remove the whole cradle in order to reach to certain parts. It is a big job and not very fun to work on, but you have to get it done because the client needs help. So yeah, you need to put in perspective that the parts are expensive, and you also need to know that Audi is a luxury brand, and they also use same parts as Lamborghini and Bentley and a whole other bunch of luxury brands, since as you know, VW and Audi own a group of other brands. All right, that's it. My video just became too long, so I can't add any other Audis.